Se o silêncio dissesse tudo, sentimento bom que me leva pro outro mundo. A vontade de te ver já é maior que tudo. Não existem distâncias no meu novo mundo, tipo coisas da sétima.
And what's up?
And we're back.
We're here. Chad's here. I'm here. Episode 79, I think, Clint Cronin Show. It's a day or 2 days removed from Mother's Day 2018. Did you guys spend your special day with your lady there doing some Mother's Day type stuff?
We did. So the day before was nice. I went Saturday to dinner for my mom and my side of the family. My wife and daughter joined us in that one. And then we did the Sunday with her mother, which was nice. So you have to give and take in relationships.
You got to alternate, right?
You do. Everybody's got to be happy, and you got to sacrifice here and there. So it was good. A lot of food. I felt it Sunday.
Open mat, right?
Yeah, open mat was a beast. It's always a beast. Sunday is One World Jiu Jitsu, 6 to 8.
Do you ever count how many people are on the mat?
Sometimes it's too overwhelming to count because there's actually a lot of people.
Oh yeah, the whole mat's full just about all the time.
Yeah, there's usually people waiting on the side to wreck some other people. It's pretty fun, I would say.
Yeah, you usually have to sit right up against the wall if you don't want to get trampled. Because if you're in that kind of rolling path, which isn't a walkway, you're liable to get run over. But
yeah.
So where'd you guys go for dinner on Saturday night?
Yeah, so Saturday we went in Sunnyvale, right off of Bernard, to Casa Lupe.
Okay. That's
the Mexican restaurant.
Bernardo El Camino.
Yeah.
Back right in that plaza. There's a Safeway right there.
Exactly.
I know the place.
Just to back up, so before that, my mom, we had a bladder cancer walk for her, which is pretty gnarly, just to go out there and represent her and show the support for the cause. So then fast forwarding, we went to lunch in San Francisco because the walk was in San Francisco.
Okay.
So it's a pretty nice little walk. And then the lunch after we all met with my mom's cousin. And he was really nice. Her husband treated us to lunch at McCormick's.
Okay. What's that?
It's like a seafood steak restaurant. It's right on the water in San Francisco. It's right by Ghirardelli Square.
Oh, right on.
So if you're ever in San Francisco, check out McCormick's. This is a nice plug for you guys. I hope you guys give me 50% off of my next bill. But no, it's definitely a nice place. Not beachfront, but just windows in front of you, just all water. It was a perfect day, and so that's where we started the excess calorie intake for the weekend.
Yeah, it's that whole area over there, the pier, what was it called, Fisherman's Wharf?
Yep.
Then if you go down a little bit, you have Ghirardelli Square.
Mm-hmm.
Just about anywhere you go in, you can overeat,
definitely
ridiculous quantities of food, very decadent type stuff, from chocolate and ice cream to just real carby sort of meals.
Yeah, I know. I definitely kept in mind I'm going to have dinner, eating out at Casa Lupe,
which is also heavy eating.
Heavy eating too, so I was like, let me pace myself. So I tried to go light and had a tuna melt, which was pretty not light. But
not there.
Yeah,
the portions over in that area aren't all that big, but the place you went to, Casa Lupe, that's quite a bit of food.
Yeah,
especially back to back, and then you walked and had to drive basically 90 minutes each way.
Yeah,
I can't imagine being awake for that dinner, honestly.
No, and seeing a lot of the food around me at that restaurant, I was pretty scared. There was a lot of cheese and a lot of just excess, not fun times, if you know what I mean, later when that accumulates. And
oh yeah, it's always great to be rolling when you got that. See, that's the thing. A lot of people don't like the Gracie diet, or it's a lot more vegetables. It's there's not really any sugar in it, but
it makes a difference.
Well, a big piece of it was designed to not have any kind of digestion issues when you're actually going to fight. So, you feel on the mat the day after you ate way too much or you drank or anything like that. It's just that gurgly, slow, just you don't want to move. It's like, don't touch me. That kind of, you just know you aren't going to perform right. You're going to get way tired, way fast because you're
big time.
You're sitting there sweating and it's not even really hot.
So I figure when you're rolling, you can either go both ways. You can use it to your advantage, or you can kind of just accept it and try not to get just smashed. Like when you use it to your advantage, you can like, oh, okay, you know, if he puts his knee on belly, I might fart, or something might happen, it might slip. But hey, you know, if you're rolling with me and you smell it, that's on you. You know, if you tap from that, that's your problem. Or if you just sweat it out and just get smashed and try to just survive.
Are you that confident you don't actually have one in the chamber, though?
I am pretty confident that I never not have one not in the chamber.
So you'll just shit yourself or what?
No, I haven't gotten there, the actually defecation.
Right.
There was one time back when I was a blue belt. I was first starting out and I was going balls to the wall almost all the time because, you know, when you're younger, you're not really thinking about the calorie expenditure, the energy expenditure for certain moves. So I was trying to match my speed with this. He was like an amateur MMA fighter. He was obviously faster and more explosive. So I was trying to match that, and, you know, being that explosive, I farted, and there may have been a little accident, but it's a learning process, right? But it's funny because you think of your times doing that to now, and it's like, okay, now I'm more relaxed. I can actually think about what I want to do or what I want to accomplish, as opposed to just pooping out.
So literally shitting your pants. You went too hard.
Yeah.
You ever thrown up after a workout, after training?
Say it again. Sorry.
Have you ever thrown up or vomited after like a really hard workout, like during a workout?
You know, I've never had to do that. Thank God. The one time I've gotten close to doing that was in high school when I was on the tennis team. The tennis coach was pretty intense, and he made us like work our asses off. And I remember one time in the locker room, he was just like, "Here's the bucket. If you guys have to throw up, you throw up in there." I was like, "All right, we're getting serious here. A tennis match. We're gonna kill some people."
It was very militant tennis playing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was just he's just trying to get us physically prepared to endure just the time on the court and stuff. But have you ever thrown up after training or hardcore?
Came close, but I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't. Came real close a few times. Not really jiu-jitsu. Did some CrossFit stuff where it was
that'll do it.
I was very close. And then we were doing like kind of just crazy amount of like calisthenics and pro wrestling training. And it came close there. I don't want to say it came close, but like that was actually really hard because they pushed us really, really hard. It was like hundreds of squats, and then you're standing in the corner like holding the ropes, like jump up to where like your feet touch the you're holding the ropes and you're like kind of bent, like squatting down, and then jump up and like your feet have to like get to like where the top rope is.
Yeah.
And you got to just do that for like a couple minutes straight, and then you got to air squat for like several minutes straight, and then
brutal.
Just all kinds of different running and just different combinations of moving around in ways that isn't all that it's just like a non-normal thing if you don't do it all the time. But
well, yeah, because the pro wrestling, they're non-stop. They're always moving. They're always doing something.
It was a lot of falling down and getting back up, falling down, getting back up.
Yep. And that's what like the most explosive move you can do is just like a burpee, right? You jump down and you have to put yourself back up.
Yeah, because
it's a lot of energy.
You're throwing yourself on the ground pretty hard, and you got to kind of break fall correctly, and then you have to get up a certain way. And then we were doing this other thing, like you have to just like run the ropes for whatever amount of time. You got to drop down, and then like you'll wind up crisscrossing the rope with somebody else drops down. You got to jump up. Like this whole thing was like this whole big sort of calisthenic mess. But I think that would have been one of the first couple times we actually trained really hard doing that. Maybe I felt a little queasy for a bit, but no, I never actually puked.
Have you ever taken bumps where you're just like, shit, I can't take another bump. This is just kicking my ass. But then you still get up and you're like, oh, this hurts.
You can't.
Oh, this hurts.
I never just like didn't get up. I know they suck.
Yeah.
When you do them wrong, it's worse. Or when you do like if you don't jump high enough, it's worse. So the higher you jump, like the more the impact is absorbed and is spread amongst the whole ring.
Yeah.
So if you don't get high enough, it's going to hurt worse. If you don't fall hard enough, it's going to hurt worse. So yeah, you basically have to do everything hard and fast. Otherwise, you eat shit. Because if it's like a skateboard, right?
Yeah.
If I go slow and I try doing an ollie or something, you're just going to stop short and go nowhere. But you're mostly going to miss your target if you're approaching too slow. If I want to go up and grind a curb or slide a rail or something, if I go real slow, I'm going to get on there. I'm going to stop.
Eat it.
Yeah, my momentum of my body weight's going to keep going. The board's going to stick there. So you have to kind of haul ass and commit. Just lean into it, go forward. Same thing.
So to go back to the Sunday Mother's Day eatery extravaganza.
Uh-oh.
So it didn't just end or start at McCormick's and end at Casa Lupe.
You kept eating?
Well, I mean, I like to eat. I usually eat healthy, but when it comes to the weekend, I sometimes splurge. But and then it's Mother's Day, so anyway, so Sunday comes along, so we already knew what we're gonna have at my my wife's mom's, or my suegra in Espanol. She's from Michoacan, Mexico. So a specialty dish is called these enchiladas de Michoacan, and the way they're made is, I mean, they're delicious. It's a great traditional dish. Not to hate on the Mexican peoples, because their food is fucking good. It's anyway. So you take the tortilla. Everything is handmade. So except for the tortillas. So you have the sauce. You dip the sauce with the tortilla, and then you deep fry it. Yeah. And then you put the enchiladas, some other enchilada clear sauce, tomato. There's fried chicken wings, and then some tomatoes. You got to be somewhat healthy, right, with all this fried food. So then I down like 8 in one plate, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to open mat later. I'm going to eat all this now so I can just get it out the way, and then just pound like 12 waters and hopefully be good enough to roll. So I have another plate, about 8, same thing, fried chicken wings, the fried enchiladas. It was fucking good. It was well worth it. Fast forwarding to when I got to open mat, I was lagging. I was just still sluggish. I wasn't mentally there. But I mean, I was able to hang on and just still push through the training, and it was still a good experience because I still learned. But the one thing that I know is that what you eat before you roll, or I guess do anything, rolling, training, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, loading up on about 7,000 calories of
fat,
fried bread,
yeah.
Fried bread and cheese, and some chicken.
Yeah,
got to throw the protein in, and the grand total of like a third of a tomato.
Yeah, pretty much. It was about 2 slices.
2 slices of tomato, and then about 7,000 calories.
Yeah, there was some avocado, so there's some healthy monounsaturated
some
fats.
Healthy fats in there.
Yeah, you got to have those. If you're gonna get fat, you got to get healthy fat. What's fat? Okay.
No, so you basically had the equivalent of like 2 loaves of bread that were fried. And then
basically,
and then about a pound or so of cheese.
Yeah.
2 slices of tomato, and some sauce.
It's fucking delicious.
Like a lot of sauce.
It was delicious. And then it's even better if you pair it with a Modelo. But I'm not into drinking that much. I mean, occasionally I have like 1 beer, just like at a social thing. But I'm not a big drinker at all. So yeah, I mean, you paid the price when I was on the mat, but you still learn, because it's like I feel when you have a deficiency, like if you're lacking, if you're not feeling good, or if you're just like, oh, I got to get through this roll, I think it still challenges you. It's like a different way of challenging you. Like if you're really tired. So say, for example, I like to work out before I do jiu-jitsu because it tires the shit out of me. And then when I go train jiu-jitsu, it makes me work even hard, because it pushes me to go out of my comfort zone when I train. So I look at being exhausted and like overeating in some situations like a bonus, because I think in the end it's going to help my jiu-jitsu game. So
the Honey Boo Boo level gluttony eating,
yes,
is somehow in your mind going to help your game.
Yes. I mean, I'm not recommending people go out and have 5 loaves of bread deep fried and 3 pieces of cake and go train all the time. But I'm saying if you're at a picnic and then you're going to have an open mat, go ahead, try it out and see how you feel when you roll and train safe.
Sounds like really terrible advice. This is like with as a caveat that you basically train every single day.
Yeah.
Have been like lifting and doing all this other stuff regularly for the better part of like several decades.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is why you didn't just have a heart attack.
Pretty much. And then before I had the dinner on Saturday, I did work out before that, before I went to dinner. So I had some calories burned, so I had some calories to fit in. But not saying that you should eat crappy food after you work out. You should eat nutritious meals to replenish your muscles and give them what they need.
Do you eat quinoa?
I've tried it. I can't. It depends how it's made.
I don't understand.
Quinoa?
I just don't understand.
Isn't it like brown rice with like bird's feet in it?
It's a little clear gimmicks, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand.
And what about chia seeds? Like I've seen this like craze.
That's supposed to be good for you.
Like the Aztec warriors used to drink it or eat it.
Sure they did. I don't. Sure, that sounds like a great slogan to put on a fucking label if I was selling chia seeds or whatever.
I actually have a label. You want?
You have a label?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I don't know. I would put them in smoothies and acai bowls when I would eat that stuff, but I haven't had any of that in a while.
Like, did you tell a difference? Like, if you were to take some, like, I can feel more energy or I feel full, because isn't it supposed to make you have that full feeling like you just?
I couldn't tell you I ever actually noticed. I think it just made it crunchier. Without having to add more granola, because that was just adding more carbs because
unnecessary.
Acai bowls are already a load of sugar, even though it's antioxidants in it, sure. Yeah. But by the time most people, like Americans anyway, get done making acai bowls, it's basically ice cream at this point. That's purple. Yeah. So you got, they load it up with all kinds of fruit and stuff, and then whatever's on top of it, like a load of granola, peanut butter.
Yeah. You add extra peanut butter inside, or
another one's flaxseed that's pretty popular.
Well, it's the good monounsaturated, right? Polyunsaturated fats.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty popular pet supplement for their coats.
Oh,
gives a nice sheen.
Okay, that glossy.
Yeah, I guess it's the good fats in there, right?
Yeah, that Lord Farquaad hair when it's in the wind. Shrek, you seen Shrek?
I've seen Shrek. I don't.
Lord Farquaad.
I don't know the references.
Okay, anyway,
I know Shrek, but I that's a deep cut.
Okay, well,
what I'm saying? Like,
I got a Band-Aid, so
you have a Band-Aid of Shrek.
For the deep cut.
Oh.
No, Google it, Lord Farquaad, and you'll see his hair goes in the wind, and it has that sheen. So he must eat fatty acids,
like Milhouse from The Simpsons.
Yeah, but better.
Because there's a sheen, not just a comb over.
No, and it in the wind, it has the wind effect. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, so I guess we're kind of Tarantinoing this story from Sunday.
Yes.
So we finished, or we're in the meals, but I got a funny story for you. So Mother's Day, right? So every Sunday I go to church. I'm a good Catholic. It's my faith. I go to church. So I go to Mass every Sunday. It's the Spanish Mass, right?
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I support my wife, and if that's the Mass she likes to go to, then I'll follow suit. I can understand part of it.
Yeah, I used to go to the Portuguese one all the time.
Yeah.
I know the thing. It's what you do. The wife wants to go. Oh, yeah, we'll do it in Portuguese. I can zone out in any language.
I'm telling you. So fast forward, so you follow suit, right? If you don't understand what the Padre's saying.
Stand up, sit down.
Thank you.
Do what they're doing.
Thank you.
They kneel down when it's kneel down time.
Yes. So Mother's Day, right? It's at the end of the Mass.
Yep.
Everybody's sitting. So I'm not paying attention. I'm looking forward to Sunday night open mat, and sorry, don't listen to that.
Well, no, your church is different than her church. It's okay.
Yeah. So at the end of the Mass, the Padre says something. So I'm looking down, and then I see out of the corner of my eye, in the periphery, people are standing up. I'm not looking at the gender of the type of person that's standing up. I just stand up. Because when you don't understand what the Padre's saying and you see people stand, you're going to stand.
Yeah, it's a social tick. Like, oh crap, I'm behind, or I'm staring at the floor. Whatever.
Exactly.
You really shouldn't be on the phone in church. It's addictive.
No, it's a bad habit.
I don't
keep it in my pocket.
I honestly, I would leave it in the car. I'm on
That's
call.
better.
I would be on call, but I would leave it in the car anyway, just because you ever go to the movies and you put your phone on vibrate, you fucking know you did.
Yeah.
But then it makes a sound and there is no amount of button pushing combinations of fucking with it, smacking it, that'll make that
panic.
sound. It won't stop.
No.
You're, making all kinds of noise, then it's not even you.
Yeah. Something you're so familiar with, and you realize, oh shit, that's not me.
Yeah.
And then the person who has it, they take it out and they hold it up and they're like, oh shit, that's me.
Yeah. It's taken great self-control over the years for me to not tell people where to put that phone. So
I can have an idea.
I'll let you get back to it. But, it's the phone thing in the movies.
Yeah.
There's this place in San Francisco called the Alamo Draft House.
Okay.
And so it's a movie theater, but it's a dinner experience too. And they have like this desks. There's really nice seating, by the way.
Yeah.
Like nicer even than the ones over in Mountain View.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this like very dim iridescent light under the desk where you get a full menu. It has like full drink menu, full dinner, full dessert, delicious food. And like these, the ushers, like they bring it to you. Like you just put your menu like vertically in this little slot when you're done.
Yeah.
And they come and bring you your food. They don't bother nobody. You never are bothered by the delivery process. It's not like stand-up comedy when the main comedian is about to finish the shit.
Yeah.
And they come, check, here's your check, here's your check. And they fuck the whole rhythm up. No, nothing. They're like prowlers. Like, just, dude. And then all of a sudden you've got these delicious chocolate chip cookies and a mojito. And it's like, what the fuck?
Where'd they come from?
But
ninjas.
If you talk, vroom, they throw you right the fuck out. If you fuck with your phone, you're right out. If you're late for the movie, you ain't getting in.
Really? That's a good place.
They don't fuck around. No, Alamo Draft House. It's right next to the Foreign Cinema in the Mission in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more expensive because
they have those rules like, hey, fuck around, you're out.
But the quality of food, like they have the popcorn and all the other shit, and they have some classic movies, but they also have the like current releases too.
Yeah.
Totally recommend it as like a date. It's
just an experience.
It's cool. It's a cool place. I know there's one in Austin, Texas. That's the original one. I think they have it in New York City as well, and maybe Chicago. Chicago folks, hit me up, let me know. But for sure, it's in San Francisco. If you're in the Bay Area, just don't be late. And if you are late, just concede. Like that's you're not getting
just
in.
Tap out.
You're not getting in because like that's part of the experience. There's no disruption, and they're really good about delivering food. You were not bothered by the delivery of food to anyone.
That's crazy.
They're just very quiet, and there's each row of seating is a little raised from the previous.
Okay, so they have it set up.
So you're not really you don't really look in on people. You're not really able to see what anyone's doing. They have angles where you have privacy even from like the next two people over.
Oh shit!
It's just a cool setup, and just for not being fucked with, you're not gonna have somebody like yelling at the screen or whatever.
Yeah, because that stuff gets old too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love babies and everything, but sometimes in a movie I find myself hearing like young kids that shouldn't be in that movie, particularly if it's like an R-rated movie or something like that, where it's really loud. A baby shouldn't be in a type of movie like that, let alone a movie theater. If it's an infant, because that loudness isn't good for their ears. Yeah. Anyway,
you don't have that there. I'm pretty sure they have a protocol for that. Yeah. It's not the type of theater where you're going to get disrupted much. If you're not that interested in the movie, you're out. Like out.
So you have to be like, ugh.
I saw the remake of what the fuck was it called? Not Dune, but there was
Dune? With The Rock?
No, Dune, Dune.
Oh no.
But there was one of these movies. They had Blade Runner.
Okay, with Harrison Ford and
the remake, not the new one.
Ryan Gosling.
I tried to watch it, but I got some delicious food. They brought some kind of drink. I don't know what it was. You can't sit there and really customize much because you can't really talk. But if you can write it down, you can get what you want. But the food was really good, and I was just so comfortable. It was really nice screen. It's really dark in the theater. No disruptions. You're not somebody next to you doesn't have their feet up all fucking airing out
on the bars or whatever.
Yeah, it's just it's not East Ridge Mall or something.
Somebody kicking the seat behind you, like what the hell?
I will murder.
Yeah.
Like on the airplane, I'm like, I've seen snakes on a plane.
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson. Motherfucking snakes on the plane.
Fucking, that's right. Infinity War was cool. People, people actually did appreciate that we put a spoiler warning on that one.
I would hope so. I mean, I think
we were spoiling the shit out of the movie.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2 is coming out on Thursday.
Deadpool 2.
I already got my ticket.
Lucky bastard.
I'm going to a private screening.
Of course.
No, not that one. Actually, I'm going with the people.
Okay.
But the Han Solo movie, I'm going to private one.
You're excited about the Han Solo movie?
All right.
I mean, I know it's Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I love the whole series, but for some reason I can't. It doesn't have me hooked.
You ready for why?
Why?
Okay, I don't like watching trailers lately because like a lot of them they're like
too much.
Here's the beginning, here's the middle, here's the end, and there's a thing after the thing. Stay after the credits.
But still give us your money.
But give us your money because you'll be surprised because it's this guy that killed that girl. But watch how in this second preview where we'll show you how. Like the whole fucking movie in the trailer. Right. In a world where we spoiled the fucking thing and expect your $30. They that's every single fucking trailer is the whole movie. They're like, well, we saw the movie, we just saw it. It's like doing a book report as a kid and just copying the fucking first page or the back page of the book.
Yeah, I mean,
it's what it is. So I've been trying to avoid trailers, but I did see the first Han Solo Star Wars film. I saw the first trailer, and they show in the trailer him getting the Millennium Falcon or how he gets it the first time.
Yeah.
And it's all shiny and brand new.
Oh yeah. Inside the white paneling.
It's all chrome.
It was like,
and he hangs is it dice?
Was it dice? I'd have to watch
it. He hangs it because he removes it in the other movie. Right?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
He gets off the Falcon.
I think it was was it Empire?
Well, in the last one where he bit it,
Force Awakens.
Yeah, when he finally, because they got the Millennium Falcon back.
Yeah,
from the junk planet.
Yeah,
whatever it's called. There's so many made up fucking planet names in all these movies now. I remembered I remember the one from Ragnarok was Sakaar.
Sakaar, is that even in the comic book canon? I don't think so.
It probably is. A lot of those are.
Yeah. Well, the Marvel, like
the Marvel stuff, dude. The Star Wars goes deep, though. Marvel's obviously been in publication for so long, but those not just the movies, but like that expanded Star Wars universe stuff. Like I've never read a Star Wars book in my life, but that stuff gets deep. Like there's lots of details of stuff. They apparently don't count anymore. I think they used to, but since Disney bought Marvel, all of the comic books, so the cartoons and shit, the ones where it's like kind of 3D looking.
Yeah.
The one with the Anakin and shit, and then the other one that counts. That's part of like real Star Wars, that's part of the movie shit.
Yeah.
The movies are all part of it, all of them, and then the comic books as of Marvel being purchased by Disney are all part of canon.
That's crazy.
So you could go to one of these Star Wars movies now,
and be like, "Oh, that's in a comic book. That's referenced somewhere."
Or it's a character you've never seen before, but they'll be like the fucking like the kids that read all of them. They'll be like, "Oh, it's blah blah blah." His thing is this.
It's Jar Jar Binks' cousin.
Some stupid shit like that. And they'll know the backstory, know the whole fucking family because there's comics. There's so many books on it, and they sell like really well.
They do. Like there's like what do they call it? The expanded universe.
Well, that's what it used to be called. Now it's just called like the fucking Star Wars, or I don't fucking know. But the Darth Vader book. I watched a YouTube video on it. It's when you get your suggestions and shit, and mine pops up. It's like,
oh, you may like.
Yeah, the video says like big bold letters. Why is Darth Vader's lightsaber red? Like why are the bad guys?
Yeah, like a new trailer from Little Mermaid. I just got that notification.
But me too.
Anyway,
wait, that's not a thing, is it?
Yeah,
is there actually a Little Mermaid?
I mean, they're gonna make the real
with people.
With people, like it really happened. Apparently,
how is that like a children's thing though? This has to be a naked woman with a fucking tail.
Well, I mean the shells. She had shells.
What the fuck? What shells? That's anatomically. Can you imagine a shell feeling good on your nipple?
Probably not.
What the fuck would you even bother?
Maybe not even a coconut, and I've had a coconut once.
But why? Like, so if you're a mermaid, like okay, suspending reality, if there's fucking mermaids. Remember the. Was it
Splash? with Tom Hanks.
A Fish Called Wanda or the other one? There was they try to make that mermaids the found tape or something. They try to make people think it was real.
Oh,
you know, like Shark Week turned into like a fake thing with the Megalodon shit,
like Sharknado, like that thing.
No, so
is that totally different than Shark Week? They just happen to do it the same week that Shark Week.
You don't know what Shark Week is?
Yeah, they do it on
Discovery.
Isn't Mike Rowe the Dirty Jobs host, the guy who does the Shark Week?
Recently, but Shark Week goes back fucking decades, man.
Yeah.
I used to watch that I was stoked. Me and my dad would watch that shit together. It was cool.
Nice.
I remember watching like the great whites breach, when they fucking go up to get the seals.
And then their teeth just freaking expand, and just like, if any part of your body's in there, you're not getting it back.
Yeah, it was always cool, man. Watching shark stuff, and like, I like SeaWorld. I guess people hate SeaWorld now. Like Steve-O hates SeaWorld.
It's changed, right? I mean, it's all into we've captivated or we've captured animals. We need to release them, which makes sense. It's animal cruelty when you take them out of its home environment and keep it confined into a space.
Yeah, any animal captivity it's not good. And like a lot of cases, I'll sit there and just as like a thought exercise, like on ethics, for example, like should we even have pets? Right?
It's true.
Like shouldn't one animal serve another? And it's like I've always had dogs. Like growing up as a kid, my mom was really big in animal welfare, animal rights, all this stuff. Like she was like a big name in that whole thing, that whole space, right? Like the no kill animal shelter movement. Like she was like a G in that. Like so I grew up around that, like a lot of pets and dogs, and rescued these 6 dogs from here. Okay, we got to find homes for them and spay and neuter this, and like so I was all up in there. I managed fucking animal shelter and SPCA,
so you knew what was going down.
Oh, dude, I worked a lot with animals, so like, I always had a dog.
Yeah,
I wasn't really as much. Cats are cool or whatever, but I always had dogs. I have a dog now, but I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, well, we created a lot of these breeds, right? Selective breeding and stuff. Like my dog's an American Bully, and that breed did not exist 25 years ago. 20 years ago it did, but it's only existed for the last 20 years. It's just selective breeding of certain types of animals with certain traits. That's why she's yoked and super friendly.
Well, do you think that evolved, or do you think that was always around? Like people like, oh, I'm going to make this super like huge dog by breeding X and Y.
People have been doing it for fucking centuries and centuries and centuries. That's why like certain breeds can't breed on their own.
Yeah,
like certain bulldogs and shit, they cannot breed. It's all artificial insemination. Yeah, or you wind up with a mixed breed because the other dog can actually reach.
So it's kind of like the bulldog and Shih Tzu. You get a bullshit.
I wonder if you even could do it.
I don't even think so. I don't think it's possible.
I get the joke, Dumb and Dumber, right?
Yeah. Anyway, but I don't think it's.
They'd have to be able to get angle it right.
I'm not a director here.
2 of them are they're built like little fucking horses for like construction and shit. So they don't really. It's like 2 Tetris things. It doesn't work.
The blocks
exactly. It's like lean into each other, but they'll never really interlock because they're the wrong shape.
Yeah,
dude, I actually saw Cobra Kai, not jiu-jitsu, in Las Vegas. Shout out, those dudes are cool. There's actually Cobra Kai jiu-jitsu.
Is there really?
It's in Vegas.
Who runs it? Or is it? Do you know
I don't know the head guy, but I think Sono Jiu-Jitsu is a Cobra Kai affiliate.
No shit.
And, so it's one of those gyms where it's like all white inside. It's not huge, but it's super clean and really cool crew over there. It's I rolled out there with Shane.
Nice.
I think his brother once.
Yeah.
Definitely cool guys. They're part of Cobra Kai. They were before. I don't know if they still are, but. That there's a show on YouTube Red, and it's a direct continuation, like the 30 years later, 25 years later, of Karate Kid.
I think I've seen the preview for that. That's where they both meet in the mat or whatever, and they look at each other. He's like, I'm not going to let you train or mess up these kids or whatever. Let's fight. So there's these YouTube videos, like it's like another take on a certain like movie. In maybe 10 years ago or 5 years ago, this is a YouTube video I saw. The gist of it was that Danielson from Karate Kid in the first Karate Kid movie was actually the villain, and the hero was the kid who kicked his ass. Because the way they put it was you had this guy and his girl are going through some hard times, but they're gonna make it. Yeah. And all of a sudden this kid comes along and like he's like he steals a guy's girl, and then he technically is the one that like struck first. What?
Yeah, like the way they made it like a very sympathetic, they made it very simple. Like it's a case for his name's Johnny.
Yeah,
and whatever. But like this show kind of has that same perspective where it's like this guy was actually had an abusive stepdad. He was bullied. He was bullied by his instructor. He was bullied by his stepdad. He was he was under a lot of pressure, and like he was just he was sort of just shit kept piling on. Then Daniel came around. It was like terrible timing, and like apparently like they actually had a pretty good relationship until like Daniel's son came around.
No shit. And where'd you see this? Like it was the reversal effect.
Well, if you just watch the show
and just think about that,
just watch the show, you actually like see it's more from Johnny's perspective than Daniel. You're looking at both of them. You're like, oh,
that's interesting.
You're like, oh, Daniel is like in the show. It's like, oh, he is kind of a dick. Like he is kind of like, oh, those fucking whatever.
Because it seems like some of the techniques that Cobra Kai was teaching Johnny were like, kill.
No, the instructor was an asshole.
Yeah.
He was a complete asshole. And
I think that's why I'm getting confused.
So it wasn't Patrick Swayze. It was the dude that looked like
that was Roadhouse, but
I always forget the guy's name because it wasn't the dude from Married with Children and Revenge. It wasn't Ted McGinley, right?
No.
But somebody put comments in.
Comment please. We need to figure that out.
The instructor of Cobra Kai from Karate Kid Part 1, and probably is he in 3?
I think he's in all of them up until the girl, right?
Well, 2 he's in Okinawa, so it's him against Chosen.
Oh yeah. That was pretty cool. With the things, the drums.
It was the drums. He broke the icebergs.
Yeah, now we were talking.
That was like my first childhood crush. It was on that girl.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think I had like seen a woman that looked like that by that stage.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, you're like, what?
I was a little kid, and I'm like, huh? Yeah, I didn't get it. Like, I thought everybody looked like Irish or Italian. Or like the black family down the street. Like we didn't have, like you didn't see that much.
Yeah.
Like,
you're not exposed to that, so you see it on TV. You're like, oh shit,
and then
that's real.
But I didn't realize there was a difference. Like with the whatever. I mean, like this guy's skin color is a little different. Like, but then you'd hear like the older people. Like there would be 2 people that looked exactly the same, and there would be like one older person would make some kind of joke about them, like their nationality or something, and. I was kidding. You didn't get it. You're like, what's fucking? How can you tell? Like, oh, yeah. I was like, what is the point of that?
Yeah, I mean, when you're not inclined to know the difference, you're just what?
The East Coast was weird back in at least. I don't know if it's still like this, but the neighborhoods were still pretty separate in the 80s.
Really?
Yes, at least certain places.
Segregated or like
not like as like a construct that you had to live there, but you would have one area there was like a lot more Jewish people, and then one like Italian and Irish should be over here. There'd be one area like you'd have like Chinatown type thing. Like you would have that pretty commonly in some neighborhoods in the city, and then like North Jersey and stuff. I think everybody just lives everywhere now because
it's a big mesh, especially in the Bay Area, right? It's a big melting pot.
Yeah, it would be hard to be racist because I don't even know any white people over here.
Yeah.
I think my neighbors are, but then the other like house right next door, I think they're Indian engineers, and there's like, some Chinese families over here. There's some people from Marianas Islands, actually. Guam and Saipan in the house right down around the corner.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I saw him out there. That was grilling. I was like, hey, where are you guys from? He goes, Saipan. I was like, I was actually about to ask if it was Guam or Saipan. Yeah. I was like, how do you know about that? I was like, the homie Jose is.
We know somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah, we got TJ. We got
Palacios.
Erica and the Palacioses.
Yeah.
Los Palacios. That's like generalizations are like bad. It's like
horrible. It's horrible.
But
that's what this society is, though.
But grip strength and handshake strength, I don't care like how big they are.
Yeah.
The Saipan women and Guam women have great grip.
Like they let you know, like, hey, this is who I am.
It's like an effortless thing. Like they get they'll get your collar grips because like Erica, for example, is not a big girl, and is Jose's wife, and she's a blue belt. She's tough. Just had a kid.
Won't let go. Yeah, congrats.
On the Palacios, she would grab my collar, and I'm like, I'm like pretty technical with the grip fighting thing.
Yeah, you show
grips. Yeah, like I go over the shit all the time, and like I'm good at it. Like I'm not. It's like not this thing to brag about. Like,
No.
I'm a world champion and making you not hold my key anymore. No, it's stupid.
28-time world champion.
Well, that's legit, man. Fucking.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
That's a Clint Cronin Show alumni right there. It's Renato Laranja. Anyway, for Jose, I could break his grip. He's strong, but I could break his grip. Boom, technical, the whole thing.
Shit, you can break my grip.
Yeah, like even in competition, like I pop grips off like it's just boom, boom, and I got that technique down like pretty good. I have a whole thing. Like that's something that's like one of my strong suits, like hand fighting, grip fighting, whatever. It's important. I'm not going to be like it's inverted fucking X guards because it ain't. You look at me in person and be like that guy is not going deep half. But
I think you've gone
grip breaking. And it sounds like the dumbest thing, but like there are technical ways to do it and kind of telegraph like common situations where you'll fucking get taken down or get gripped again. But I got a whole thing. It's stupid. Anyway,
it's effective.
Jose, I'll go to break his grip. Who's very strong. He's an Islander. He's a strong. He's got that body structure where like he's just like he's a tank, and he comes forward. He's strong for his size. He's very technical, purple belt now. He's really come along. He's got really great grip strength, but I could pop his grip. His girl, I used the same level of effort to break that collar grip, and I gotta go to the well twice.
Wow, it's the death grip. It still doesn't.
Yeah, she's got a good grip, and I'm like, I got some other friends from Guam, also. And I've rolled with some other people, male, female from like that region. And it's a constant, man. The women have great grip strength.
That's interesting. I wonder what's that from? Just like the evolution? Or just
I don't know. I think just in general, Islanders are super, like they're strong and they're just they're just durable.
Yeah.
I don't know like what, evolved in which way, but they have like really good dexterity, really good hand strength.
That would make sense.
And they'll fight you. Like you don't see them taking rounds off. Just a great example is look at the Samoan dynasty in pro wrestling, like the Rock's family. Right?
Oh yeah, big time
dating back because that's a Bay Area family.
The
NOI is like what's his name? There's I think the Tonga kid lives in Hayward or South City or something. Mm-hmm. I see him at these local wrestling shows like pretty often. And then they got this Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu guy, and he's not as big as some of those dudes, but he's a big guy. He's thick, but you see him, he's got belly. He's got, he's not like shredded, but this dude can move.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's all flying all over and he can, like, he's fast. So a lot of these guys, like, they're great at football, right?
They are. But I don't see that many, like, Islanders in football. I mean, there was
Manti Te'o before all that drama.
Yeah, before that. And then
did you ever
Palomalu, he was really good.
Did Manti Te'o ever go pro? Did he ever get to the pros?
Didn't he?
I don't know, because there was all that shit on before the draft with the girl or something, right?
I think so.
It was like a fake girlfriend. It turned out to be a dude or something.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I might be misspeaking, but it was like a big deal. Like, why is this like NCAA guy? Why is this such a big deal? Like, why is this a big dramatic thing?
Yeah. But I mean, there was the NFL, the Islander from Hawaii, on the Titans, the quarterback.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I forgot his name. But no, he came out strong. I mean, he had a good season. I mean, coming from the island, there's not that many people coming out from there. And he was able to do some good things for the Titans.
You got a lot of those guys. They're big, strong, fast, durable. What's his name? Mark Hunt. It's Samoan.
Yeah.
I mean, he's from New Zealand, but he's Samoan, right?
Yeah.
Man, that guy is so, like, maybe it's the neck or whatever. Just putting that guy to sleep, he just doesn't die.
It's not going to happen.
Well, that's the thing. I ain't about going and fighting nobody like street fight type shit. But if you're going to be fighting one of these fine, island fellow gentlemen, dude, that's a commitment.
You're putting all in, like
you're all in, legit all in. Like you see the necks on them.
There's nothing.
There's
no neck. It's just all meat.
It's just connected like girder from here to here. I mean, if you can't rattle that brain, they ain't going nowheres. And man, they're so durable, and they got their cardio is fucking.
It's there.
Like don't let the size fool you. Like you're like, oh, that's just fat dude. Blah blah blah. It's like not even. Nah, you can move. You can move.
No.
I've seen quite a few people that you'd be like, oh, that's just a fat blah blah blah. Nah, I've seen quite a few people that look overweight. I saw this fat dude. It was this like fat white guy on a video the other day, like a Facebook video, doing like parkour, like backflips, like running up, doing wall backflips. And he had like saggy like jean shorts on, a t-shirt. What? He had a big old gut. He had man boobs. But this dude was a Power Ranger.
Same. And
he was vaulting over shit, doing flips, doing like K kicks. Like, this dude was dope, and I'm like, he looked like terrible. He looked terrible. Yeah, like I'm like, is this CG? No, it was a dude. It was just this fat, homely, like dumpy looking dude.
That's crazy. Do they not know the impact on the knees, the hips, and?
This guy was nimble. He was not like
worried about anything like that.
No, he was very skilled. You could see like how like he was landing, and it was very graceful. He did it right. He had gymnastic skill, and he was doing parkour. And I could tell you had a little martial arts shit in there too, because he could throw kicks and stuff. So whatever stage of his life his body took that turn, or he was just always able to have that body and be a Power Ranger from whatever.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Like, if I were to have done something more as a little kid, like
to be a Power Ranger.
I wish I would have done gymnastics as a little kid.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good movement to know, right? To be more nimble on your feet and have that
just balance, right? Like, they're so much stronger than you realize, because it's like, oh, they don't weigh nothing, blah blah blah. They're so much stronger than you think.
Big time. Now there was this jiu-jitsu, I think Bushesha. It was in the ADCC, maybe the finals in the open weight, and he was going against this guy. He was huge. He had a belly, but he was like keeping up with him. I mean, they went to the end, and then I think at the end, Bushesha got his back and was able to just get a rear naked choke on him. But just seeing some of the athletes that compete at that level with that size, it's like, wow, like anything's possible, right?
You met him before, haven't you?
Marcus?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
That would be sweet.
Oh, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, no, definitely. You tell me all about him. Like,
yeah,
he's a cool guy and everything.
He comes to my friend's gym. Like, they own a Checkmate affiliate in San Jose, so like they'll have seminars over there. He's done some. Yeah. And then we've kind of bounced into each other, like over at the headquarters in Long Beach. So.
Oh shit. That's
he'll be at Worlds. Just go to Worlds. But next time they're having one of these seminars or whatever, I'll drag you over.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get you to go to one.
I know.
I'll tell you what, I had a great seminar experience actually getting into jiu-jitsu stuff. I went to Eric Paulson's seminar over at my friend Eric Acha's gym. So it's Eric at Peninsula Self-Defense. It's a Jean-Jacques school, the Jean-Jacques Machado affiliate in Redwood City, California, Peninsula Self-Defense. And it was a 4-hour seminar. It was $100, which is about seminar price for a name, right? For somebody that's done something, somebody with a lot of history.
Well, 4 hours, that's a freaking deal.
That's a 2-hour price that a lot of places, it is a reasonable price. You could say it's high, but there's some of these guys where that's the price they charge. Good luck seeing how much private lessons with any of these guys cost, like $100.
Yeah.
But for 4 hours, it was a lot. It was a lot of stuff because from seminars, like you'll take home one thing generally, but I feel like I've taken home quite a bit of it. I've been working a lot of the stuff. It's a lot. Yeah. It was a whole lot of leg locks and entries and sort of finishing and just sort of theory, and it was cool. He spent like quite a bit of time going over some of the kind of more technical details, or going a little bit deeper with me and my one training partner.
Yeah.
The partner I got paired up with the other person that didn't have a partner or whatever. that was kind of my size, so that helped.
It always helps.
He's a super nice guy, super cool guy. He had us doing sort of some meditation stuff at the beginning and end of the thing. So even after 4 hours, when we were done, he had this guided meditation thing with this music, whole deal. And by the time we were done with that, with 10 minutes of that, we were just totally refreshed, ready to go. And then they had all-you-can-eat tacos, and I think they had some kind of beer too. I wasn't drinking, but I'm not really a drinker. I don't not drink to not drink. I don't like how I feel bloated from beer.
Yeah, the after effects really suck.
Like it's the next day, and just to get on the mat, just to function, just be able to go get a good workout in. It feels like this extra weight sluggishness, and it's just.
It's not helping.
Sometimes I'll do like you said you did earlier, and use it as a motivator just to kick ass. But even though you're kicking ass, you're really at like 50% of where you should be. But
exactly,
you're just working hard just to be at 50%.
Yeah. And your body's basically saying "fuck you" for doing that to me. So.
But again, Ronda Rousey, this is like old Ronda Rousey. I don't know if she doesn't fight, but she said after hard training, she would drink a beer.
Yeah. I mean, there are some,
there were supposed like benefits to that because you're able to like replenish certain shit or like get carbs like quickly to your cells. Because of the alcohol absorption. I have no idea. She also would say stuff like she would have sex a lot right before her fight to increase her own testosterone.
Really?
Which I don't know if that's real.
Yeah.
But those were like some things she would sort of say.
Well, because women naturally don't produce as much testosterone as men do, right? It's more estrogen. But
like during like intercourse with, whatever, dude, does that mean they do produce more just in the act?
Interesting.
I don't know.
Well, it's funny because you remember that there's a documentary on, it's called Choke on YouTube.
On Hickson Gracie.
Hickson Gracie, yeah. He said, well, when he was doing the Valley Tudo, he said him and the wife didn't have intercourse like a week prior to his fight because he feels that drains the necessary energy he can use for the fight.
No doubt. If you were to empty the tank right before training and you were even a little kind of tired, you might not even go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you may not make it out the door.
But then again, I feel like if you go too long, I feel like it starts impeding on decision making a little bit. It starts impacting like your like how fast you go from a baseline to being frustrated.
True.
I feel like it should be mandatory to like before any of these. If you steal from one person, it's theft, but if you steal from many, it's research. So I feel like politicians and anyone in like a seat of power or anyone making like important decisions that impact a lot of people should like clear the tank first and then think about, and then just don't go in there all
amped up,
fully loaded.
Fully
loaded. Get the poison out.
It's dangerous.
Oh,
innocent lives are at stake.
You know where the get the poison out.
Yeah. Suck it out. The snake. You get bit in the leg, you suck it out.
There's like, so there's that. But on Howard Stern's show, there was this thing. It's like get the poison out. You can look it up on YouTube.
Okay. The
long and the short is the inventor of this device on the Howard.
It's a device.
They have this thing called a Sybian.
Oh.
Did I tell you about this already?
Yeah, we've talked about it, but you can remind me.
All right, yeah, we've probably talked about the Sybian, which isn't creepy at all. Imagine like a seat or like an ottoman type thing that has a industrial strength massager on it that someone could sit on in some varied way.
I feel very awkward right now.
No, it is awkward. Watching the fucking YouTube clip of this thing happening is so awkward.
While you listen to this, so listen to the audio of this and then watch the YouTube.
Like when you're done listening to my description, pause this, go look up, get the poison out, like Howard Stern show on YouTube, and there's a full video, I'm sure. So basically, on the Howard Stern show, he's one of the greatest interviewers ever with like mainstream pop culture people, all these different people. He has great interviews, but he also has some wacky off the wall shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's good content, right?
It is. But he's actually very like talented interviewer. He does a lot for animals. I think he's a cool guy. Like I think he gets a bad rap and whatever.
Well, you can say that he started it all, right? With the interviewing and the talk radio.
This whole thing we're doing, podcasting at all, none of it would exist without that talk radio, that type of talk radio.
Exactly.
Like, and none of the guys that came before him fucking even turned the dial. Like, he is the most listened to, most successful financially, most successful radio personality in history.
I agree.
Undisputed, easily.
Yeah.
That being said.
Yeah.
So they had this thing, Sybian, it was in the studio, and they would have these different female guests come on, they want to ride it, and they make all this noise, and like on the movie, the girl with the speaker sit on the speaker, but they'd be in the studio, right?
Yeah.
And they, and it's a whole big production. The dude's sitting there, they're filming it, and everyone's laughing. It's funny. It's a whole big gag. Haha. They have adult, it's like adult film people. Like it's like porn women, or I think a guy did sit on it once.
Oh, great.
It was weird. The whole thing's weird. The whole thing's supposed to be hokey. It's fucking weird shit.
This is kind of weird.
So you have the one adult actress or whatever the hell she is, right? She's on the damn thing, but then the inventor of it is like he's in studio because he invented it. And it's like this weird.
He wants to make sure it's working.
It's this like creepy mad scientist looking guy, and he's like behind her holding a microphone, like coaching her on how to like fucking use this thing.
Does he have like the weird curly hair, like over his eyes?
I don't remember what he looks like.
Okay,
I saw him once a long time ago, but what he said, like he was saying to the girl, became a soundbite that like is fucking infamous now on the show, and like even in like you'll hear it someplace dropped in like pop culture, and he'll be like, "Get the poison," like he's coaching her, telling her like, "Get the poison out," like to like to do her whatever.
Yeah,
and it's the most creepy, cringy thing, and like you can hear the staff people on stern going, it's fucking disgusting. It's
poison.
It's horrific because like this is like a very attractive like whatever actress thing,
model or whatever.
She's wearing like nothing, doing this whole thing, and it's like I guess meant to be this thing to like get ratings and like for like guys, dudes to be all
yeah.
But then you have like Orville Redenbacher behind her like the poison. It's fucking disgusting.
And then the stock in Sibians went up enormously after that.
This thing's almost a piece of furniture. So yeah. I can't imagine it being cheap.
Nowadays, probably, because they probably can mass produce them.
Oh.
Maybe because back then when it first came out, wasn't it just like the new thing, a Sibian? And then now they...
I don't know. I just know like that reference. I can't, that stuff's probably pretty like a specialty thing.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine being like...
behind the person, like coaching them as they're...
Well, I meant like buying one. I mean, I know people are really into all that stuff. Like they get into it. It's obviously a big industry. I just like there's conferences or expos and shit like that.
I heard about that.
The big ones in Las Vegas, I guess.
Of course.
Yeah, but I just can't imagine being like, I'm going to go to the store today and buy this piece of furniture that vibrates.
Yeah.
It's got a cup holder.
What are you doing today, Chad?
That's not a cup holder. Like what? What do you do with it?
What is that?
Like, I don't know. I'm probably too boring but then like what happens if someone comes over? There already people come over here and they're like, why is there a green screen?
Exactly. What are you doing?
Because I used to have it set up because I have that brick wall in there, and I used to have it set up like pointing at the sofa kind of over by the wall or whatever.
Yeah.
And you'd come in and it looked like the set of a casting what do you call it, casting couch porn set.
Oh yeah, or To Catch a Predator.
Either way, either of those. It looked like that at first. I'm like, I think I'm going to move it to a different room now because, first of all, my living room became a studio, which is weird because you can't live in it anymore.
Yeah, it becomes non-existent.
Yeah, it's just because the gear I had at the time was much larger. I didn't have like these kind of LED lights. It was like these big ones with the shadow boxes and shit. Yeah,
I have to say I feel a lot more comfortable here than I probably would feel in the living room
on the couch. Like like, it would be almost like a CIA like interrogation kind of thing because you have a light like right on your
chin.
You're on a couch.
Yeah. Where were you last night? I was podcasting.
On
a Sibian.
I don't know what that means.
What's a Sibian?
Sibians, get the poison out.
Get the poison out.
Get the poison out.
I think we just did right now.
I do the poisons. It's all. I feel like being transparent and like honest on these things. So if I have like
that's what people need to know. They need to be honest and hear honest things. Because if you sugarcoat it, then that's not going to.
Yeah. I mean, like you say something. If something made me laugh, I'm going to share it. I mean, it's funny. We're in the most hardcore city in the world, Sunnyvale, California. So
you're going to have to walk me to my car when I leave.
I would, of course, as a good host, I've got to do that.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You might hear the police siren in the background.
Yeah, they're actually on Times Square right now behind us.
Oh, that is because it's right there, and the Bubba Gump shrimp sign.
They just made a left onto Central Avenue, if that's even an avenue in Times Square.
Oh
shit, I don't know.
No, it's not.
By the Toys R Us. I've been there. That Toys R Us is sick. Like 3-story.
It doesn't exist anymore.
I know. Well, they went out of business. Thank you.
I thought it was like FAO Schwartz.
Well, sucks. Well, they're bringing back KB stores.
Oh yeah, I think KB is supposed to like take up, but the Toys R Us, so the Toys R Us in Sunnyvale, it says it's closing, but to like keep coming back because they're like liquidating their warehouses and like they keep restocking.
Yeah, and like when I first heard they were going out of business, I went to the store like thinking, oh yeah, maybe I can get some cool things for dirt cheap. Even though they're going out of business, nothing's on sale. It's like, what the fuck? So like, I go back weeks later. There's only certain things on sale that they're trying to get rid of, and it's like, oh, come on, man. let me take this this building block thing off your hands for like nothing. But no, they have Barbie and Play-Doh on sale.
Barbie and Play-Doh on sale.
Yeah.
Play-Doh's timeless, right?
That's the classic.
I just didn't like it when the colors got mixed up, and then
That would suck. That would piss me off because then you can't. There's no way of getting it back, right?
no, it's like trying to put toothpaste back in the tube.
Well, it's like doing the bulldog and the Shih Tzu. You can't get a bullshit
Well, you can't
with the Play-Doh.
You can't. It's like you can unscrew a light bulb, but you know once that bullshit happens, you can't you can't unpregnatize it.
It's done. You just gotta let the poison out and let it take its course, right?
I don't think that's a thing. I think that's gross when you use it with like
Poison.
Shih Tzus and
Yeah.
bulldogs.
Okay. Play-Doh. So yeah, Play-Doh. I agree. I think once it's mixed, it's done. You're onto something new.
Definitely. Are you doing the what is it? Is it Jiu Jitsu World League Pacific Cup?
No, I mean, isn't it the idea to do like the IBJJF tournaments? Or
Yeah. I think they all have their merit. The cool part about the Pacific Cup thing and that promotion in general is you don't just say you paid $70, right?
Yeah.
You don't just get one match. If it's a 2-person or 3-person division, it's like best of 3 or round robin or some shit.
Oh, that's cool.
So you get
more than one
minimum
match.
2 matches.
That's pretty good.
Minimum 2 matches with dudes at your level, size, age, whatever. Even if you did adult, like in a lot of cases in these local tournaments, it might just be you and another guy.
Yeah.
Like-
when I checked for the most recent tournament,
American Cup.
the American Cup, there was only no guys in my division weight class, Master 1 Bader.
Yep.
I looked at the division below me, which was adults, ultra heavy. There was one brown belt for adult ultra heavy. I don't know. I didn't really. I mean, that's an automatic medal? Like I could have gotten a medal and maybe done absolute.
So not necessarily. What'll happen though is if someone's a little lighter, or like a little bit older or a little bit lighter, what they can do is say, you can move me up one weight division or move me down one age division. And if like a bunch of people that are relatively similar in like, you know, and are willing to drop down a couple divisions or one or whatever, either weight or age, as long as you check that box, they're gonna match you up with somebody. You're gonna get a match.
Okay.
It's kind of like, you know, they'll build divisions, as needed in certain cases where like, oh, this person's willing to do this person's willing to do this. Okay. And then I think they'll talk to you before, but a lot of times there'll be nobody on your thing, in your bracket. But by the time, when you get there, you're on the schedule and it's like, oh, let's go.
Nice. Okay.
And then, so even if let's say if worst case you didn't get somebody through that, you do get the gold medal you paid for, you get the t-shirt, you paid for that too, but you're automatically eligible to do
open division,
to do the absolute, which there's good and bad for that. Here's the good part.
Okay.
You're going to be the biggest guy.
Is that confirmed? I mean, there's some pretty big dudes that.
Well, if there was nobody at your division, absolute is by age. So if there's no one at ultra and just super, maybe medium, maybe heavyweight and below,
they're all going to be.
You're going to be the biggest guy, and you're going to be fresh. The bad part about that is like, I feel like I'm not warmed up until like my second match.
Yeah, basically.
Like so the first one's kind of stiff and. You're not really if you can use that time instead of just like resting, maybe to like warm up a little bit, like kind of
legitimately
get
a sweat going,
get going. But everybody's a little bit different. Like you can pound enchiladas and the equivalent of like Vegas buffet right before training.
Not happening.
No, like that was you saying earlier, right? You had enchiladas and chicken.
Oh yeah. I get the reference, but I thought you were being like. Legit.
No, I don't mean actually like going to Las Vegas buffet.
No, I wouldn't do a tournament going in with those many calories.
No,
right before.
I'm pretty. I bring calories down, and I cut a little bit to compete. I feel like I just like being lighter on my feet, just feeling like I move a little bit better. It's like you start gaining weight, it's great, lift all this weight, gain weight. You have to really train to carry that under that kind of pressure.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Like, so you start like doing like actual competition training, doing matches and competing, and you're like, am I at the right weight? Like, do I feel coordinated? Do I feel like I'm on point like this? Just back in the day, everybody just cut all, like, everybody was getting into MMA because it was growing. It just started.
Just the boom.
And you're like, oh, the weigh-in's a thing. We're supposed to cut weight. We're fighters. It's like, not really.
You're gonna cut 100 pounds before the match, which is tomorrow.
Yeah, I feel like being at a healthy weight, where if you go to the doctor and get all your panels done and you see where your cholesterol is at, see your heart and all that stuff, everything's good. I like to be able to see my abs sort of all the time.
Yeah, no,
so I'm
still trying to look for mine. But I've got the two top ones, but it's the lower region is kind of.
The two top ones are actually ribs.
No, they're not. Okay. That's not nice.
Okay, no, you spent the first 10 minutes of this podcast like giving people diabetes.
True.
And then you're like, I don't know where my abs are. I'm like, you don't?
Well, I know where two of them
they're
are.
at Casa Lupe.
That, yeah, and McCormick's.
Oh, yeah.
And at my...
it's actually a pretty good restaurant with that wharf-like experience you have over there is in Santa Cruz, at the end of the Santa Cruz boardwalk on like the second floor of one of those buildings. It's Olita's.
I've never been. I've been to Santa Cruz Boardwalk, but I've never been to.
So go to the end of the pier, like right before there, you start seeing there's like a kind of lookout area, like at the very, very end.
Yeah.
There's like telescopes and shit, whatever. It's called Olita's. They have like duck tacos and stuff.
Oh shit! Like specialty, like.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They're you're looking at the water from there. I think once I went there and you could literally see. That's overuse of the word, by the way. You could see a gray whale just sort of swimming right there off the shore.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool, and you can see both sides of the beach, and then you can see actually out to sea.
It wasn't like a screen, like a television screen of that. It was real in the background.
I mean,
Santa Cruz is real, right? With the water.
Define real.
That's true. Well, it depends. After you eat thousands of calories, nothing looks real.
No, sleep sounds real good.
Sleep sounds freaking awesome. After that, whew, that's funny. Every time you have like a satisfying meal, I just want to lay down for a little bit. But that's like the worst thing you can probably do.
Well, your body is working very hard to actually keep you alive and digest that shit at the same time.
That's double work.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's what a lot of those like the crazy ass bodybuilders that like they would like pound crazy number of calories and then pound like crazy like levels of like insulin. They would take like insulin like a diabetic would have. And like the biggest bodybuilders, like the most like ridiculously roided out looking ones,
and then take a pre-workout energy drink.
Yeah, you wonder where their heart went. It's like you're a 140-pound kid, but you weigh 290.
It's like, what's going on?
You got wrists the size of pinkies or whatever, but you got like 20-inch arms or whatever, and it's like, by the way,
it's horrible. In
doing those curls and skull crushers or bench press or any of that shit, you didn't do one single heart exercise.
No.
But that thing's supposed to pump blood efficiently to the rest of your body as like you abuse it, working out slowly and pounding weight gainer and fucking all kinds of steroids and shit. And yeah, like a lot of the ones that died, it was insulin using that.
Yeah.
So like it's extremely anabolic.
It's horrible. I know there's signs at 24 that say steroids are bad in the bathroom. Like you shouldn't use steroids. Do you really think people shoot up steroids in the 24 bathroom or just in general?
Probably.
I mean, I guess they put the sign there for a reason, right?
At some gym somewhere, there's someone doing something. Like you'll always see somebody that doesn't look like quite right compared to, like, yeah, he's got to have great jeans. It's like, yeah, but 3 months ago,
he wasn't wearing the same pair of jeans.
Yeah, his jeans didn't look that great.
No.
I don't know, man. I think if you're just kind of weekend warrior doing whatever, you should probably look at priorities and maybe get a counselor or some shit.
Big time. Yeah, no, it brings me to my, so usually at work, for my snack, my mid-morning snack, I have like a bag of that instant steamed broccoli and like a thing of fruit.
Cool.
Big on greens and the broccoli and the health benefits, you know. So then my supervisor comes to me and says, "Oh, you know, can you eat your broccoli like away from your desk? Because I guess the odor is too strong." And I was like, I just said okay because I'm not a conflict person or whatever. So I say, okay, I'll eat it. But then kind of like one, why would you single me out? And then two, it's broccoli. Like there's some pretty nasty stuff that other people eat that I don't really say anything about. But anyway, that's just something. Yeah. And broccoli's fucking good, by the way.
Oh, broccoli's tremendous. It's my favorite. That's my favorite of the
greens.
Of the green, I'd say so. I'd say broccoli is my favorite veggie.
Kale is pretty good too. You can do some kale, argwala, or some bok choy. It's pretty good. I usually have that in the morning.
Bok choy?
Yeah. I just grab like a hunk of it in the bag and just pound it like nothing. No salad dressing, just straight up.
You don't like green beans or anything?
No, I'll do that stuff. It depends on the mode. Like in the morning, like when I get to work after my workout, I do greens, fruit, and then my protein shake. Protein shake, there's like nothing in it, just the powder and some almond milk. Straight up.
How many almonds are in a gallon of almond milk? If you had to guess.
I think there's 100. Like,
is there really?
Not 100 single almonds.
Do you think there is actually a lot of almonds in there?
I would say there's a crap load.
All right.
I want to say that there is because
I've heard people debating that.
Really?
Yeah, whether it's just sort of.
Well, it depends on how much of a carton you have, right, and how many almonds per carton, the ratio.
Do you think there's more? I think there's more commercially produced almond milk, and then maybe a more pure version that's actually got more almonds in it. Do you think that's like a thing in the industry? I
think so. There has to be.
I mean,
because there's I don't know, because I've honestly only seen one brand of almond milk.
Almond Joy or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
not Almond Joy. What the fuck?
That's the candy bar.
Silk, right? Silk.
No. I think there's a different
milk.
one.
Oh,
they do make almond milk.
How the fuck did I forget Almond Joy was a candy bar?
That's the red one, right? With the
that's
the coconut.
Oh wait. Almond Joy is the red, and then Mounds is blue, or the other way around?
No, Mounds is blue. You're right.
Mounds is
Almond Joy is the one with the almonds.
Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't.
But no, almond milk I think was pretty good. The unsweetened one, you got to get the unsweetened one because if you get the sweetened one, you got the sugar, spikes the insulin, glucose goes up, then you're fucked later. But no sugar free.
Yeah, I tend to just I drink milk
straight up, like whole 1%, 2%.
I think I got whole now.
Yeah,
I got organic whole milk.
Really? You don't feel like the texture and the thickness isn't overpowering?
I don't drink a lot of it, but I make it real cold.
Yeah, no, I
don't drink a whole lot of it.
Maybe like a cup or half a cup.
Not even. Just sometimes I'll mix it with greens and some protein and stuff to just kind of like add a little to it.
The texture.
Yeah, just to not have as gritty or sort of.
The consistency of water and protein powder.
Just to give it a little something, and you got people that don't like milk, and I'm not a huge fan of it. But I don't want to develop some sort of like lactose intolerance by not actually
drinking,
having some every once in a while. It's like put a little dirt in your food.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. You got to spice it up a little bit.
You want to be immune to everything. So
exactly.
You throw a little bit of everything in there. Put some anthrax in there.
Yeah. There you go. Why not?
You're all good. Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
I don't know why the fuck I do it.
It's just
there was milk recently, and I'm like I didn't not drink it, but I don't go out of my way to buy a lot of milk.
But it's so refreshing. Like when you have, like sometimes I'll have it with a protein bar that's kind of sweet, and then just that cold milk taste just turns up a notch. It's like, yeah, I can't.
Do you have a protein bar of choice? Do you have one of you?
Yeah, Quest bars are the choice.
How are they with sugar?
I think they go the route of artificial sugar. So the sugar content's fairly low, maybe less than 15 grams.
How many carbs?
If I had to guess, maybe 20, no more than in the 20s.
All right.
It's good. 26 grams protein per bar, and they have some pretty gnarly flavors. They have birthday cake, which is just a birthday in the party.
They have the Quest is that cookie one too, isn't it?
No, that's like Larry something.
What's the one they have at 24-hour fatness? They were on sale. They had like you can get 10 of them for $20 or something.
It's the big cookie, right?
Yeah, it was a big cookie.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
There's like 3 different flavors, I think.
Yeah, Snickerdoodle's the shit.
I tried. I think it was like white chocolate and macadamia or something.
Yeah, they have that one.
So I was very much starving and almost like lightheaded. I was like, I need to get some calories in me. So I had one of those while I was warming up and just doing elliptical, eating a cookie. Well, not really a cookie. It's a protein bar that's round.
It was pretty good. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to say like this is as good as a regular macadamia nut chocolate chip cookie, like you would be a lying person.
Yeah,
you would be very dishonest. But in terms of compared to other chalky food-like substances that are meant to just replenish calories and protein and nutrients and shit,
in the healthier realm.
I mean, it ain't exactly grabbing a wad of bok choy first thing in the morning.
No, it's not. I wouldn't say first thing in the morning, maybe like 8 a.m., 8:15.
So 8 a.m. Yeah, that's right. So you're an early one too. Like
I am.
So I saw you like 6:50 or 6:45 this morning.
Yeah.
Over at the 24-hour fatness.
I was leaving. I had to go work for the man. But whatever. Pays bills.
What's the other? Oh, the other show. It's the Silicon Valley. Do you watch that one?
No. I heard it's good. It's one of those good ones.
Yeah, it's about this area. It's pretty cool.
And it's about the area.
They're the house they live in is in Palo Alto. There's all kinds of references to things that are just kind of local. And
that's cool.
If you've worked in any tech sort of job or startup or any of these big tech companies like Google or something,
you're like, oh shoot,
it's eerily accurate.
Yeah. Well, just like that movie Facebook. Did you see that with the? It's pretty cool. They're based out of Silicon Valley since Facebook is from the Bay Area, but
it's actually called Facebook.
Or maybe it's called the Facebook. I forgot. But what's his name? Lex Luthor, who played in Batman vs Superman.
Okay,
he's Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, it's not the Social Network.
Social Network. Thank you.
I have seen that.
Yeah, so that one was pretty cool. And then Justin Timberlake was the Napster guy. Yeah, Jinx 1 2 3 4 5. Oh, you owe me soda. Oh. That was weird. Anyway, but yeah, Social Network. That's what it was called. It was pretty good. I like those movies are kind of cool when you can relate to them in the area that you grew up at.
It's relatable and it's written by Mike Judge, so it's really fucking funny.
Yeah,
and they have just random cameos of people who are just comedians and stuff. It's funny. It's really funny. It's everything. I don't know if everything, but a lot of shows on HBO are just fucking great.
They are. I think they're up in their game. I mean,
since Sopranos, they have. Yeah. I think when they dropped Sopranos and they did that whole thing, it changed TV. Like it changed like media because now these like top level actors, it's like it was like the hall pass. It was like okay to be in TV shows, not just movies. So you'd have like before, if you were in movies, you went back to TV. It was like, oh, this guy, what's he doing?
Yeah, were you crazy?
He's downgraded. It's like a whole thing. But now since then you've had Breaking Bad. You've had things like The Wire, Walking Dead, fucking what was the Dexter was a big one.
Dexter was sick.
The Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is going to be sick when they have that final season.
It's only a couple episodes too. It's short.
Yeah, I think they're like going to do like the whole movie thing. Like each episode is kind of like a movie.
Well, it's
like 2 hours long or something.
There's like 1 or 2 spinoffs supposed to be in production now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
I think it's to be about like ancient Westeros or some shit.
Well, the original author was supposed to do another book, right? But he's like lagging it.
I thought the show is further ahead than the book.
Yeah, it is. But the author of the book was supposed to do another book, but I guess it takes him like 5 years to do one book or something, or do whatever. I don't know the story, but
yeah, he seemed pretty opinionated about some stuff.
About the show?
This is about
translated from the book.
His process and whether he wanted to do it or not, and like just in general, like the interview I heard with him from a few years ago kind of sounded like a dick.
Well, he's in his 80s. He probably doesn't care.
Is he?
I think so. He's pretty up there.
He's got some fucking imagination for being in his 80s.
Pretty good, right? He's using those crossword puzzles for his mind.
Exactly.
But no, I mean, if he can just finish the last book, or I don't know how the rights to the HBO show work, but maybe just tell them, hey man, finish the damn series so we can all have some peace.
I don't think he's actively doing too fucking much on it, to be
Probably
honest.
not. He's probably just collecting money.
Nah, you got showrunners. You have different people producing each episode. It's like a lot of these shows, the same guys don't produce every episode of The Flash.
True.
Like
Yeah.
Kevin Smith did a couple of them.
Yeah.
They ain't there every fucking day. It's like, yeah, his boots aren't red enough. He came in, he did one episode and left.
Exactly. Get out of here.
I think they switch out showrunners and stuff just to keep it fresh.
Exactly. Speaking of which, I'm behind and I need to get caught up. Any recommendations how to get caught up? Because I'm lost. I can't remember which episode I left off on.
What's the last thing you remember?
DeVoe.
What happened?
DeVoe stole all the Meta's powers.
What's the last power thing he stole?
Shoot, I think I want to say from the girl, who had bad luck.
You're like you midway-ish through the season. You can just jump back kind of mid-season.
I'll probably just start there and just whatever.
I think season finale is coming very soon. There's a new episode tonight, so.
And then Arrow, is that still hanging in there, or?
I haven't seen it since in the last two seasons, except for the crossover episodes with the Flash,
with the wedding or whatever.
Yeah, the Flash and Supergirl and Legends.
It was like a neo-Nazi
That shit was cool.
That was crazy, right?
That was Earth X.
Yeah.
It was like Crisis on Earth X or something like that. And they had all these alternate versions of, it was like Overgirl instead of Supergirl. Arrow was something, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But the Reverse Flash, he had,
that was cool.
The thing, he had like the Nazi SS instead of the Flash symbol. And it was the yellow suit. And
it's probably not good, but.
No, it was not supposed to have Nazis, but I think that guy survived like when they kicked them all off the planet or whatever they did.
I think the Reverse Flash can be used anywhere, anytime. I mean, his like just character in the comics, in the movies, if they use him in a movie, but in the TV show, you can just about do whatever you want with him because he shows up everywhere.
Well, he was just in that animated movie again, the Suicide Squad one, but he's supposed to be in the Flash's movie that they're doing. They're supposed to be doing like a live action Flashpoint movie, like based in Justice League universe. But
what?
Yeah, that was supposed to be the jump off point where they rebooted a bunch of this shit, like gave us a new Batman. The guy that plays Negan is supposed to be Thomas Wayne Batman.
No.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Yep. That was the original
for the Flashpoint.
The live flat, like using what was the guy's name who played Barry Allen in the Justice League movie?
Something Evra.
Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, it'll be Ezra Miller Flashpoint movie. That's what they were originally going with. Whether they still do after they basically got rid of everybody working on any of these like DC movies and replaced them.
Horrible. It's all Batfleck's fault.
I don't know, man. A lot of
the studios.
Those movies were not good.
No. I mean, entertaining just to see like Batman versus Superman because I love DC.
It's too many people, too many kitchens, too many cooks in the kitchen.
Well, yeah, they don't have the right recipe, right? Marvel has the right recipe. They introduce each character first and then bring them all together with a good story.
Yeah. And a lot of it they did without it being a fucking origin movie.
Yeah.
Everything's an origin. It's like, I feel like we're like being
past that.
We're way past it. We're basically being therapists to Bruce Wayne. It's like, we're sorry about your parents.
Yeah.
But every single time you see a fucking Batman, you're like, fuck, here we go again with the parents.
Yeah, the pearls hit the ground.
Like, Martha. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's enough.
I mean, do you think it's just because we are DC in tuned and it's just the director's looking at it from the person who doesn't know who Batman is? Because can't you argue that, if I don't even know what Batman or Superman are, I'm going to look at them this way as opposed of comic book people? Batman should be this way.
I think their egos are and their own sense of artistic value blinds them. And they make bad decisions. Here, really easy, right? If I were to look at the most successful stories ever written, like which ones are very, just like critically acclaimed and sold a lot. You could look at stuff like the Kingdom Come. That you could look at the Flashpoint story. Mm-hmm. You could, Death of Superman. Right? Like, you can look at what would be a really good one to do? Like that Superman Brainiac, right?
Yep.
That Krypton show is dope. Krypton show is very dope.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, so if you could look at some of these different stories, just fucking I don't know, All-Star Superman's weird. I wouldn't do that one. But what you would do then is you'd look at the script, right? You'd be like, here's the stuff that happened. This is the movie. This is the character. This is like people know who Superman's supposed to be because that's him, right? The people know who Batman's supposed to be, and you'd write and you'd act based on these characters that already have like a huge following that's been developed over 80 years, which is your grandfather, your father, your kids. That's that same heritage passed over, and that's been the same fucking Superman the whole time.
Yeah, why change it?
And then what they do is someone has to go through and write a script because that's a Hollywood thing to do. When they already fucking
all the scripts
have and it's already storyboarded out.
Yep.
You ever look at a page from a comic book?
Boom.
It looks just like a storyboard from a fucking movie.
Yep.
Just
use that.
Just print it out, put it on the fucking wall. That's what we're doing.
You don't even have to pay the writer.
No, it's written.
It's already done.
Why do you have to write a Superman movie about fucking what? Because that wasn't Superman.
No. In the first one, right? The Man of Steel?
Well, yeah, he was fucking, he's what, 6'5". He has no body fat. It's fucking, well-proportioned gentleman.
Yeah.
Women like him. He has the powers of a fucking god, and he's a white dude. Right?
Yeah.
With, move aside like anything else, this guy has the powers of a god. Right? But he's bummed.
Yeah. Emo.
He's emo.
It just kills it.
And it's like, what the fuck? How are you a symbol of hope if you don't look like you want to get off the couch? It means hope. Does it?
Does it? Well, what are you doing about it?
Does it? Like, why are you wearing it, dude? You don't look hopeful at all. You look like you can't be fucking bothered.
Yeah.
It's like,
I agree. That's a good point.
And it's like you're trying to make this tragic story. It's like he had to sit there and watch his father die. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Heroic would have been defying
Go
him.
save him.
And have been like, man, you changed into that ship pretty quick. How'd you get here so fast?
Exactly.
That's a Superman move.
Yeah.
What he did is how a villain happens.
Oh.
Get it?
Yeah.
If I was telling a story about a villain, I'd have this like hopeful, curious kid. He's like doesn't quite fit in.
What do I do?
And I don't know what I do. I don't fit in here.
Or...
Then I was like, no, he let the father die. He's like, that's what he said to do, and it hardened me, and blah blah blah. And that's how you make a Batman,
exactly,
not a Superman. Like that. Like starting there, it's like they built this character that just wasn't the one people wanted to see.
No,
and like in 2011 when they rebooted DC and did that New 52 shit, they made a Superman that was younger and less experienced and brash and had attitude. No one wanted that. No one asked for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over this on as many podcasts as I fucking have to till people fucking get it. Just stop changing shit.
Yeah.
Marvel had to do it because they don't have the rights to their own characters because they fucking almost went broke 15 years ago.
Sony, sell that shit.
Yeah, they're already buying all the Fox stuff.
It's going to happen. Everybody's going to come together.
Yep, they need the Fantastic Four. And you know what? Even
Silver Surfer?
Well, it's because the Fantastic Four is property of Sony, at least movie rights. All the villains that originated in Fantastic Four books, they have no access to them. So there's no Galactus, no Kang the Conqueror, none of that shit until they get the rights from Sony. And you can't even use the word mutant.
No.
It's stupid. Like, I get it. They had to do what they had to do, and now it's Disney's just gonna pluck the feathers off all these things.
They did use metahuman though, didn't they?
Well, metahumans that's DC too.
Did they not use it?
No, they use the Inhumans.
Enhanced. I think they said enhanced.
They made him
Captain America.
Well, he wasn't a mutant. They used gamma radiation, the super soldier serum that was weapon. That was
to make Scarlet Witch, right? Drecker or whatever in the movie.
Yeah.
Did some experiments around them.
Well, she is a mutant, though.
Scarlet Witch?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You didn't see the Inhumans movie, did you?
I didn't.
So it was like they had the theatric, like they played it in the theater the first 2 episodes of the show. It was immediately canceled after people saw it.
Oh.
It was so bad.
That bad?
So it was like the main Black Bolt, the character guy that his power is he yells at you and you die. So he can't talk.
That's the Black Bolt.
His name is Black Bolt.
Is that a show currently on the CW?
It's called Inhumans. No, it was on. I think it was fucking one of the other networks.
Oh, I think that wasn't the Heroes, wasn't it?
No, this is Inhumans. This is about the Marvel Inhuman royal family. And
oh, that was okay. I know
it was just a piece of crap.
They killed it.
This was a mercy kill. The main actor, the main character, the way he was acting was like he was making fun of it. Like it was a parody of the Inhumans. It was so bad.
That bad?
Bad.
That's horrible.
Fucking bad. Like
that's like your first sign. Okay, we need to kill this. Done.
And then the main actress, I think Medusa, she has like hair, and her hair is like her power. Like it's like fucking wraps around, kills you. I don't fucking know what it does.
It's Mortal Kombat.
She has powerful hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the end of the first episode, they capture her and shave it.
Really?
Yeah. The coolest part of the whole thing was, the Theon Greyjoy guy, the one that
yeah.
Or no, who's the dick for that he cuts the dude's dick off in Game of Thrones?
Well, Greyjoy was the guy who had his thing cut off
by the other. Who's the asshole?
Oh my god,
Bolton.
Thank you.
He's like,
Michael?
And so he is he's like the asshole Inhuman brother that his powers didn't manifest in that show.
Oh, so he's bitter.
Yeah, but he's such a better actor. He like gets the people of that wherever the fuck they live to revolt against the Inhuman royal family, and you're kind of with him.
Oh,
because they lack charisma so much and are acting so poorly. You're like, yeah, I'm with that guy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you wind up like
siding with him. Like,
yeah, who's like clearly an asshole, but you're like, no, I got it. I'm kicking it with him.
Yeah,
better.
It's like fuck off
because like he had valid points, and it was like, yeah, this guy's right, and he was just better written, better actor, more prepared.
Yeah.
But his role, like he stole the fucking spotlight. He like every bit of thunder those two main characters had was just fucking walked on, but he just had so much more presence for being a dude that isn't even tall. Like he just walks in,
making the taller people like shorter.
Yeah, like there's like the royal family. There's a teleporting dog on the show.
Nice, that's awesome.
Its power is it's somehow fucking dog that teleports you.
That's freaking classic.
It's like this giant weird looking thing, and it's teleporting dog. I don't fucking understand.
Hey.
Then this is what they were trying, because they couldn't get the X-Men movie rights originally, so they were trying to
Inhuman.
They were trying to kill off the X-Men in Marvel and then just like make everything Inhuman.
What the fuck? But you can't kill off X-Men.
Not in favor of the fucking Inhumans. The Inhumans are stupid.
Yeah, kill off Inhumans, not like X-Men.
Well, now they are. Now they're
good.
Now they're getting rid of them.
Well, because then finally they're getting the rights, right? Marvel.
Yeah.
Because Sony's finally.
Yeah, it's like by the time Hugh Jackman is like 50.
Huh.
And doesn't want to do the job anymore. They're like, so how do you feel about being in an Avengers movie?
He's like, oh, that would have been fucking awesome. Well, because he said he would do an Avengers movie, right? If they crossed over, but
yeah, but that's how long ago when he probably said that.
Yeah, I think he's done with the role, just getting in physical shape and just going through that process.
Yeah, but luckily then that Old Man Logan movie, it's in the future, the timeline, so like he can technically do what the fuck he wants.
That's true. That movie was fucking sick too.
It was cool. The best X-Men movie wasn't an X-Men movie.
Yep.
Because that wasn't an X-Men movie.
No.
He was. I mean, those characters were in X-Men, but it was something totally different. I mean, it was Logan. Well, it was weird that what was her name, Laura Kinney or X-23?
Yeah. His daughter, not daughter, but the clone.
His clone spoke like fluent Spanish with like a Spanish accent.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But none of the other kids that also lived in Mexico spoke Spanish.
Interesting.
Or had accents.
Maybe it was just part of their power. They can understand.
No. They had varying powers. Like it would be like a black kid, a white kid, like another Mexican kid. And then she's the one that spoke Spanish, and they've all been raised by nurses Spaniards. In Mexico too.
Yeah.
And somehow, like she comes out and she's like all.
Maybe she was more receptive to the language, and I don't know.
Is that part of the adamantium bone claw things?
Most likely. Yeah. Well, she had the X-23 has feet claws, right?
She has the foot one too. Yeah.
That's supposed to be like the whole feministic. I guess.
Is that her Y chromosome?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. The chromosome. Now we're getting advanced here. Men have the X chromosome, XY. The women have no. Anyway,
No, just continue with
the chromosome. I'm not a geologist. That's what anyway.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah, so it's late. We got a 6:30 tomorrow.
6:30 tomorrow, aka Sunnyvale. Stuff coming up. We've got Worlds is in 16 days, so go there. That'll be fun. Meet lots of people. I'll probably be there. David Mitchell and Tyler Shu.
Tyler Shu.
Tyler Shu from One World Jiu Jitsu. Shout out to those guys.
Fight to Win.
They will be competing at Fight to Win Pro in San Jose on the 8th. A lot of great matches. It'll be headlined by Nate Mendelsohn. The homie Chris Coldiron's competing there as well. Going to be a lot of good matches. Fight to Win Pro always puts on great shows. Great production. So that'll be in San Jose. I guess is it the fairgrounds?
I don't think so. Oh yeah, it is.
So it's
fairgrounds.
So it's just go to like Fight to Win, whatever it is, flowgrappling.com. You can stream it online if you're not local to the Bay. But they have shows all over the US, so definitely go and try to check one of those guys out, one of those matches, one of those fights out. Let's see what else.
Competition training at
we got competition training coming up. That's on Sundays. Sundays at like Saturday and Sunday. And if you want to catch me on the mat, I'm on AKA Sunnyvale just about every day of the week. 6:30 a.m. Wednesday and Friday I'm teaching. And you can probably catch me over at Open Mat at One World. Anyone's welcome. Doesn't cost any money. It's no politics, no affiliations. Just if you want to come through, you're in the Bay Area, come to One World Jiu Jitsu every Sunday night at 5:30 p.m. And as always, thank you to Want versus Need for always keeping me suited up with the best gear, shirts, keys, everything. No,
it's good.
Chad?
I'll be at AKA Sunnyvale majority of the week. Sundays, One World for Open Mat. Come through. Bring your gi, bring your game. Try not to get underhooked if you roll with me. And I'm on Facebook. And big shout out to everything making it happen.
A big shout out to everything for making it happen to you too. Yes. Rock and roll, Clint Cronin Show, episode, whatever the fuck episode this is.
That's the episode. Whatever the fuck.
Peace. Peace with a thumbs up. That's not bad.